call me, any time, call me. Blondie had it right. Welcome to Breakfast with Bev. Cheryl and I are here with Bev & Co. House of Brokers, and we want to be able to talk to you this morning about you needing to call us, because we continuously get calls about buyers that are looking for houses and sellers that said, I would sell, except for there's no houses to buy. And so we have some solutions for you this morning to be able to think about. And so Cheryl, welcome to the program. She wasn't expecting me to sing, so I got her a little flustered already to be able to do that. But we're getting a lot of calls.
Yeah, we don't own the rights to that song. It's a cover.
Blondie.
Yes, so we have in our pipeline, we have about 40 potential sellers that say, hey, I have a house I'd be interested in selling, but I can't sell until I find a new home. So when Kimmy says, call us, like we might have options for you, and even if we don't have a potential property for you, we definitely have a lot of solutions. We've helped a lot of people navigate this market with low inventory. So we're kind of going to go into several of the options you have if you can't find a home right away and you want to sell, because now is such a great time to be a seller with such little inventory. You are going to get the highest prices. So if you can find a way to do both and not wait for the market to change, you could be in a really good position to get, most equity you can from your home. So one of the first options obviously is just finding a in-between place to go if your house sells really quick and you can't find a place. So like a short-term rental, a month-to-month rental, a parent's basement, it might not be comfortable for a few months, but it could be worth it in the long run to have that stepping stone.
Yeah, so we've had a couple of sellers this week that we've helped, actually. There was an investor that we found that would be willing, we kind of approached them and said, hey, if we can find you some sellers that will be able to stay in their house for a period of time, you got a built-in tenant as far as that's concerned, you help them out. It helps you being able to get an investment property, because investment properties are hard to find right now as well. But I do tell you, as far as there's inventory out there, there's a couple different options. Cheryl talked about short-term rentals and that sort of thing. There's actually 120 properties currently on the market through the MLS system. And let me talk to you about rentals in Columbia, Missouri. Most of the rentals are handled through property management companies. About 80% is kind of the ongoing statistic about that, are handled through property management companies. But even the properties that we have available as realtors that are listed through the MLS, there's 120 options as of this morning. So that would certainly be a great opportunity for us to say, okay, if I have to go into a property and spend, $500, $600, $700 a month, it may not be in the area that I'm looking to be able to be in, but it gives me a great opportunity to be in a short-term rental, and then I can be able to rent it for the length of period that I need, and then be able just to do a sublease. And so we talk to the owner of that property, make sure that you can do a sublease, because we're going to have this problem on an ongoing. I say problem. The problem is that there's not enough inventory on the market for buyers to choose from.
It's not going to go away overnight. People are saying we're going to get more inventory in the spring, which we typically do, but it's still going to be reduced inventory from what we're used to.
And what we're really trying to be able to come across here for our clients is to make sure that in January, February is going to be a great time for you to call us to be able to go ahead and sell your home now, as opposed to competing with the properties that may be coming on the market in April, May, and June. Because we're getting a significant increase in value for our clients right now when they are selling. Perfect example, I sold a house to a client 3 years ago, and now 3 years later, she's made $35,000 income, as far as her equity. And normally off a 3-year period, you have just enough to be able to cover the cost of selling, which is going to be about a 3% to 4% appreciation a year. And so we're looking at close to 10% appreciation going on right now. And this has not happened in Columbia in a very long time, if ever. I've been selling real estate for 25 years, and I've never seen a marketplace like this where we can get this kind of equity out of homes this quick. Mm-hmm. So if you want to be able to take advantage of that and take advantage of what's going on right now with the inventory shortage, there's certainly options, and that's why we want you to be able to think about it this morning. We're going to kind of have some options and ideas.
Yeah, and so along with, we do have potential properties that people would sell. We also have buyers that have already sold their homes that we put in positions where they can be flexible with timelines and stuff. So it's put, there might be a buyer where they would be willing to wait until you found another home, or doing different contingencies like that, where it's contingent upon you finding a home, or contingent upon your home selling, which isn't a huge deal right now, but there's a lot of ways we can work that too to make it more comfortable for you, because we know while it would be ideal to find a month-to-month rental or some short-term place to land, that's not always practical, and some people can't do that. So there are other ways besides that, and some contingencies are another way. We have buyers that can, like our investor we work with, they're willing to let the tenants them stay as tenants until they can find another home. So those are just some of the ways, and we have buyers that can help accommodate that.
One of the things to think about is, as far as that short-term basis, is vacation rental by owners. There's 58 properties currently offered for sale, vacation rental by owners, and people aren't vacationing necessarily right now, as far as haven't been in 2020. And so these vacation rental by owner properties that are owned here in town, those are certainly, there's 58 options currently out there on the market this morning, just by going to vacation rental by owners and looking as far as that option is concerned. So certainly those individuals, those owners, those are properties that are just sitting there, and we may be able to negotiate a short-term, 1 month, 2 month, 3 month period, and it may be a flexible time period. Because just as long as we don't get into the football season, those vacation rental by owner properties, because that's really why a lot of people own those, is for the football games and that sort of thing. So there's some opportunities there, as well as being able to think about, well, maybe there's a transition home. Maybe I can be able to go ahead and buy a lower priced property, and so there's about 60 properties currently on the market that are under 200,000 in Columbia school districts right now. And so maybe if you are thinking about, okay, I'm in a $300,000 house and I want to be able to move up, or I'm in a $200,000 house and I want to move up, it may be a process of us being able to find something lower in your price point that you could go ahead and purchase, and then be able to have and turn that around in another 6 months whenever you find your right house. So that temporary step as far as that's concerned. And there are a lot of apartment complexes in town as well that do rentals. So it's not just the rentals that we talked about. Mm-hmm. And Cheryl mentioned earlier, there's some options regarding not having to find an actual house. Maybe it's a concept of what can we do as far as your loan process is concerned. Mm-hmm. So bridge loans, well, you can talk to your seller, your lender, about a bridge loan. And so we've talked about that before, but a bridge loan allows you the opportunity to take the equity out of your home currently, go ahead and be able to stay in your current home, buy your next home while you're still living in your current home, and just have a bridge loan in place to be able to pull from that equity. You know you're going to have the equity in the property. We're just borrowing against that, mm-hmm. as far as having that be an option.
Building and new construction is also an option if you can't find a home. We have several that are going to be, we have several builders that are going to be starting new stuff. There's lots available. And even, a lot of times the builders have options to put you in temporary housing if you want to go ahead and get your home sold quickly, so you don't have to, sit and worry, is the market going to change, or, am I going to have that issue?
And along that line, the builders may be willing to do a trade.
Yes.
Yeah, we've had some trades last year as far as the builders are concerned.
And even do a rent back on that.
Yeah, so there's some options there. So certainly as far as being able to do that, we have a lot of information. We're going to be able to kind of put this out there for you. But main thing is, if you're ever thinking about selling your house, in the next couple of years type of thing, this is the marketplace to do it, to really take advantage of the equity that's there. And don't worry about, what am I going to do with my house? Call us. We're going to be able to talk to you one-on-one about some options, what might fit best with you and your family. So if you want to give us a call, Bev & Co., House of Brokers, we'd love to help you.
Have a good day.